Hello, today I'm going to talk to you about writing a good thesis statement. In my last video, I described the three main elements to remember in writing a good essay: unity, development, and coherence. The key to unity is a good thesis statement. It ties the whole essay together. It provides a guide for you as you gather your information and support. It also guides your word choice and writing style. Think of it like an umbrella. It covers everything in the essay while also providing a through line within the body of the essay. Here are some steps to making the thesis better. It shouldn't be too narrow. You need to have enough to say to fill an essay, and it should not be a matter of merely answering yes or no. It shouldn't be too broad. There would be too much to cover in just a single essay. Thesis statements are not statements of fact. They should always have a possible argument against. The thesis should suggest the plan for the essay. Look at the brainstorming that we did in the previous video. Under the broad topic, eating in restaurants, we came up with a bunch of ideas and then tied them together under possible subtopic areas. Now let's look at some thesis statements that we could develop from those subtopics. Appealing restaurant table settings attract more customers. That's too narrow. You can't write a whole essay about table settings. Vegan restaurants can be very good. That's too broad. What makes them good? People like to have a lot of menu options in a restaurant. That is a statement of fact. Now let's improve these thesis statements. The most important factor in choosing a restaurant is the atmosphere. That's good. Vegan restaurants are very popular. That's a statement of fact. Vegan restaurants are the best choice for health-conscious diners. That's good. Variety is the key to a good restaurant menu. Too broad. Good restaurants have just the right amount of variety on the menu. Good. Notice how there are key phrases in some of the good thesis statements that make them stronger and more argumentative. Most important. Best choice. Good restaurants. Just the right amount. Now, how might you develop one of these thesis statements? The most important factor in choosing a restaurant is the atmosphere. That's your thesis. One area you might develop within the essay is table arrangement and table setting. You might describe how dishes, tablecloths, table decorations, seating all contribute to the atmosphere. You could also describe the noise level and how conversation, background music also contribute to the atmosphere. And finally, you could develop the area of decor or ambiance, how the arrangement of tables, the decoration of the room, the temperature, and the lighting all also contribute to making a good atmosphere. Now let's look at another topic, healthcare, and some ideas that come to mind when we think of that. Access to doctors, prescription drugs, cancer, serious illness, employer coverage, insurance premiums, wellness care, vaccines, and access to tests and labs. Now, how might we group some of these together? Well, access to doctors can be connected to wellness care. Can you get wellness care from your doctor? Do you have access to tests and labs? Do you have access to vaccines? The area of cost of healthcare can be connected with prescription drugs, insurance premiums, whether your employer provides coverage for you, and whether your coverage includes wellness care. Now, what are some possible thesis statements we can develop under these subtopics? Getting good healthcare is complicated. That might be true, but it's too broad for an essay. The most important consideration in healthcare reform should be access to services. That's good. Healthcare can cost a lot of money. Sadly, that's just a statement of fact. The biggest concern in getting good healthcare is cost. That's good. Again, notice the key vocabulary used in these statements. Most important, biggest concern, good healthcare. Further considerations when developing the best thesis statement. A thesis statement's key words can anticipate the argument against. The phrase most important factor acknowledges that there are many factors, but this essay will argue that this one factor is the most important. Good healthcare acknowledges that cost is more of a factor if you want to receive quality care. A thesis statement's keywords can suggest the areas of development of the essay. You might develop an essay on access to healthcare, and that will contain enough subcategories that you could develop: wellness, preventive care, testing, diagnostics, disease management, and care. There you have your plan for a possible essay. My next video will be on developing the thesis statement.